Hey, Mark here. I just want to give you a quick heads up. So we had some technical issues that resulted in less than ideal audio for this episode. It's still good. It's just not up to the normal MFF standards. However, just know that Justin and Pete from the Rambling Ramblers Podcast brought their A game. They brought the hot fuzz with them. And we just had a great time talking about The World's End. So I apologize for the less than ideal audio, but just know that the content is A+, and you will have a lot of fun listening to this. Thanks. Welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me are two men who just drank some rain and ate some hummus. It's Justin Gott and Pete Conway.
What's up, Mark?
Hey, Mark. How's it going?
How's that hummus?
Terrific. Delicious. It doesn't make any sense, though.
But which brand of hummus?
Yeah, oh gosh. A lion eating hummus or the character Andy Knightley eating hummus? Because lion eating hummus, it's like the chickpea extra protein. And they're like, oh, that is protein. So what else could we toss on there that's extra protein? What else? What would a lion? What kind of hummus would a lion like? That's a great question.
I think they like lemony hummus, like lemon pepper or something. Lemon.
Yeah, I see that. They could,
Spicy?
Spicy? Oh yeah. Well, do you think Andy would like spicy hummus? Probably not, because he seems pretty bland nowadays.
Well, we know from The Hangover. Do the tigers don't like cinnamon or do like cinnamon?
That's a good question.
I can't remember from what Alan says in that, but I just remember that happens.
I mean, listen, a lion would be pretty pissed if it inhaled cinnamon. You know what that does to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep it away from cinnamon. Nothing that can annoy either of them. So I like what you said. A nice lemon pepper, a nice refreshing hummus for them, and some rain, some rain.
There we go.
And a couple pita chips. So, got you. Well, thank you for joining me, y'all. I mean, all right, so I guess I got to introduce you. You guys are part of the Rambling Ramblers podcast. You joined me on the Deep Blue Sea podcast when we talked about Deep Blue Sea, the first one, not the second one, which you can listen to now, or the third one. Listen to all of them. Just go back and do all that. But yeah, we had a great time on this, and y'all are getting your show off the ground, and it's rolling right now, doing great. And we figured, hey, let's do a team up. Let's do let's get together. I'm just glad to have you on.
Yeah, we're about 30 some episodes in now. We've got a nice little library in the back, and so we're excited. We love talking about movies. Pete's seen everything. I've seen not nearly as much, so we basically correct that. Pete tells me what's going on, and we just have a good time with it. So it's fun to be with you, man. Yeah, there is no boring conversation with you, I've decided. So
oh man, you got putting a lot of pressure on me.
You gotta bring it.
Man, so Pete, rank the major Pauly Shore movies since you've seen every movie.
The major Pauly Shore.
So
movies.
We're talking big four: Encino Man, Son-in-Law, In the Army Now. Oh, big five: Jury Duty, Biodome.
Okay, I was wondering if you were going to put Biodome in there. Wasn't sure if it would make the cut.
That was a big budget movie.
That was a large movie. I guess. How would I rank them? I think I would put Biodome first. I enjoy Biodome. I enjoy the concept of Biodome.
Click that.
I'm using enjoy very liberally here, but
have you watched Encino Man and Son-in-Law? No, you like it more than those two?
I do. I've actually never seen Son-in-Law. I've seen Encino Man, and I'm not a big fan of Encino Man. I have to admit.
Wow.
So I haven't seen any of those, which isn't surprising to anyone. However, I have met Pauly Shore, and he's a dick.
Uh-oh.
So back in my retail days, he returned a tuxedo. He basically threw it at me and ran out the door as fast as he could. So I'm not a fan of that guy.
All right. So Biodome 1. What's the rest here? Come on.
Okay. So all right. So I got Biodome 1. Son-in-Law I haven't seen. Encino Man I hate. In the Army Now, and what's the one I'm missing?
Jury Duty.
Oh, Jury Duty. I think I go In the Army Now, Jury Duty, Encino Man.
There's a great gag in the Army Now where David Allen Greer has a scorpion on his back. And I love that bit. He's like, there's a scorpion on my back. And then everyone's like, because he's always afraid.
Yes.
I love it. And then people are like, no, there's not. And there actually is a gigantic scorpion on his back. And also, Brendan Fraser, his Link character is in Son-in-Law, and he makes cameos in Son-in-Law and In the Army Now.
I don't remember him I haven't seen Son-in-Law, but I do not remember him in the Army Now. That is...
Blows
So
your mind.
is it like the same universe then?
I don't think so, because either he has clones or twins. Pauly Shore.
Is it the Pauly Shore Cinematic Universe? Like, what's going on here?
The PSCU.
the PSCU? Yeah. You're not familiar. It's a comic.
I mean, what's better, the PSCU or the Cornetto trilogy?
Oh, man.
There's no question. Yeah. Come on.
PSCU.
Is that a serious question, or do you want me to stick it up here?
Yeah, I had Edgar Wright on the show last week, and we had a great talk about the PSCU.
He dropped some insight on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so World's End.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that y'all are here to talk about it. Y'all recommended it for the show, so why'd you want to talk about this movie so much?
Well, for starters, I mean, just come out of the gate. It is a top 5 movie for me, period. It's my favorite comedy. I think it is the single best screenplay ever. I just think it's so tight of a screenplay. Like, everything matters and everything comes back and circles back around. And so there's that. That's the first part. The second part is it is incredibly deep. Like, there's so much to talk about. And I know you'll have a blast discussing it with us. That's 2. 3 is it solidified the bromance between me and Pete in 2013, because I happened to be visiting my cousin, who is friends with Pete. That's how I met Pete. And I got to hang out for the day with Pete because he wasn't working or something. He was just being lazy. Anyway, we went and saw it. Yeah,
that's why I watch so many movies. I'm lazy. So much time to watch movies.
And
what am I going to do?
And we went and saw this in the theater together. And so I had a little mandate. From then on, it's just been a super great friendship. It's the beginning of a beautiful friendship, as they say in some old movies. And so it's always meant a little bit more to me because of that, too.
Yeah.
Did you get some Starbucks beforehand?
After. No, pizza. Pizza after.
I treated Justin to pizza afterwards.
Wow.
Yeah. Then I took him back to my place. Let your imagination wild from there.
And you watched Shaun of the Dead, Bad Boys 2, and Point Break.
That's right.
Yeah.
You ain't seen Bad Boys 2? That's what I said to Justin. We had to watch it immediately.
I got to tell you all a funny story. So I'm a huge Cornetto trilogy fan. Hot Fuzz is actually one of my top 5 favorites of all time. Okay. I love Shaun of the Dead because I'm a huge zombie nerd. So when Shaun of the Dead came out, I'm like, perfect. This is amazing. I don't even know these guys. Went and watched it, loved it. But when this movie came out, I was talking to my wife, and I was like, listen, we're going to do a bar crawl before this movie comes out. So like there's 6 bars near this place. We're going to go hit each one. And I was like, well, there's 4 bars like near this. So we'll go do 4. And I was like, well, there's 1 bar. Let's do 1 bar because I don't want to do 4 bars before this movie. I was like, let's do 1. And then we just went to the movie. Like, I didn't even do the pub crawl, but I was so excited for it. That, like, I had, like, here's 1. We'll walk there. Then we'll walk there. Then we'll walk there. Then I'm like, wait, if I have 6 pretentious IPAs in me and I watch this movie at like 9 p.m., I'm out. Like, I'm asleep during the credits.
You're not making it through that.
No. So I started from 6, went to 4, went down to 1, then I had nothing. But I'm glad I did that because I would have fallen asleep during the World's End.
Yeah. You know? You would have been like Oliver and not made it all the way to the end.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Right. That's right.
And then talking about Bluetooth.
So about that Bluetooth, I have to mention it because it was so great to find this in the commentary. So Edgar Wright says that after Oliver turns, that the light in the Bluetooth is just like constantly flashing because he's receiving data essentially from the network like at all times.
Oh, interesting.
And that's just like that's just what I mean. Like there are so many tiny little details and Edgar Wright is just the man for all of them.
And you know what I love most about this movie? It has a $20 million budget. This is a $20 million budget movie. I think, you know that movie How Do You Know with Jack Nicholson, Reese Witherspoon, and Owen Wilson? That's like $120 million. And it's just 4 people talking in rooms. And so you watch this picture for $20 million bucks. And I mean, it's loaded. I mean, these days, cinematographer Bill Pope, he's just like, he did Darkman, Matrix, like one of the biggest DPs on the planet. He worked with him on this, and he loves working with Edgar Wright because, like, this movie, you know what I like about the script being tight? Like, it has to be. Because when they get on set, like, they workshop it, and then once they get on set, they don't change it. Like, they just roll right into it. So, I mean, for a $20 million movie, I'd put this up there as like, even like adjusted for inflation with other movies, this is probably like one of the better $20 million movies you're ever going to see.
Yeah, I think that's I mean, to your point, like the film, especially when you like just the action scenes themselves, the way they're shot, like they're not using, action oriented actors, but it's like, it's all in the filmmaking. It's, the long tracking shots, the quick editing, the use of music, like all of that. It's just, the mark of a great filmmaker. That's what Edgar Wright is. Like he's able to just make it fun and exciting and entertaining without having to, spend his money on a whole bunch of crazy.
Man, that'd be crap. I would have loved to have been on this set just because all the setups, like so many setups. I bet you're just moving. It'd be awesome. Oh, I love it. I would love to see it in motion because there's some big monologues in this. It's not like it's an easy shoot.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and then they have all the different bars that they actually shot at, and they were on location for a lot of it.
And it looks better because of that, right? Just going out, getting on the town, and walking around. Yeah. And also, it just makes me want to drink beer.
I mean, of course.
Yes.
I know this is stupid to say, but if we went out one day at 2:00 and we just got 12 Guinness at the bars or like 12 lagers, we could do it.
And just sat there and drank all day.
Yeah, but like no shots or anything like these. They never thought this thing through. Well, Gary's kind of a maniac. He doesn't think these things through, does he?
Yeah, he's a super maniac. Well, he's a damaged soul, but he's
Well, first off, I don't think anybody can drink 12 Guinnesses. Those are meals in and of themselves. So let's maybe pump the brakes on the dark beer. I mean, I love it.
It's like 4%.
I know, but I love it. I love Guinness, but I can't drink 12 of them. Like, come on, that's just.
It's less alcohol content and more. You'll be stuck.
You'd gain probably 20 pounds.
Worth it. No, but I guess getting back to Gary too. I don't know if you read this interview, but Nick Frost said that this is the most optimistic movie of their Cornetto trilogy. Yeah. How do y'all feel about that?
The ending, I think that I heard that in the commentary too. Edgar Wright said the same thing. I'm good with it. I think that, where they settle at the end and kind of how everybody kind of is either so in the case of like Andy's back with his family, right? And Peter is with his family and he's like a good dad now. And Steven and Sam are together out kind of on their own. Who am I missing there? Oh, and Oliver's still doing the same thing he was doing before, selling houses, even though he's only a mouth, as they say.
The race ball.
Right. I mean, and then of course Gary has what he's kind of always wanted, which is his 4 friends going around and having a good time constantly. And I feel like with people, even though the world ends, presumably, essentially what they do, like they all kind of end up in a better place because of it. And they've kind of removed some of those things that haunted them before. And so I'm good with it. I think it's great.
What about you, Pete?
Yeah, I mean, I'm similarly aligned. I think I think especially where they leave Gary, I think that is the most optimistic part of it all, I guess, just because he's able to find his I don't want to say calling, but like it's some sort of purpose that he didn't have as an adult. So in that way, I think it's fairly optimistic.
I don't see him winning that fight at the end. It's him and those 4 blanks, and there's about 30 real. Like their heads won't explode when they get punched. Like there's no smashy Eggman. Like
they brought a sword to a gunfight too. That's not the best.
I did find that funny on this another rewatch was that I saw the gun. One of those guys in that bar does have a gun, and I was like, that's the first time there was one of those. I feel like that wouldn't be placed in that little Mad Max world, but I guess there is.
So is he going into bars and just killing people now?
No.
he's like trolling. He's like, oh, no blanks. All right, we're gonna go in there and just kill these people.
That's a tragic ending.
I don't think that's what he's doing.
So
I don't think that's what he's doing either.
But I do have a question for you guys. Do you think the blanks at the end still have the capability to turn other people into blanks, or do they just fight?
No. Yeah, I don't think they have because the network is down.
But they still got the glow.
They did have the glow.
And the palm thing.
We're probably overanalyzing this, but
Well, how would they do it though? Because I thought they got they got replaced. They would get their their saliva, and then they would make another one of them and have them disappear. So they would need to recreate a burly bar person. Yeah,
but I don't think that I don't think that's their intention. I think that literally Gary and then the 4 of them just kind of are walking around doing whatever it is that they're doing, and they just happen upon this bar that has this policy, and so then they he's upset by. I don't think they're going out of their way to.
Yeah, I mean, he says
massacre barkeeps. Yeah,
he says they're on a quest at the end, and he obviously drinks water instead of the alcohol. So I think again, that's another way. I think there's some slight hope, I guess. But I don't know. I do kind of wonder what they are up to, just in general. Like I think you're right, Justin, that they they're out on whatever adventure they're on. They stumble across this bar, and it just happens to be no blanks. Yeah. But like what are they up to outside of that? I guess.
Sure.
All right. What do they talk about?
They just follow their leader, King Gary.
Yeah, it's King Gary. He's so. Oh man, Simon Pegg in this. It hit me hard the first time I watched it, just unraveling everything, like an onion, where he's, at first you wonder kind of what he's about. He's in maybe like a halfway house or like an AA. And then something's clearly wrong with him, lying all the time, doing all this. He's trying to drag his friends to get drunk again to kind of recreate what he didn't have. But then it's all drenched in sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I don't know. It makes it a lot more, but I like how they slowly do it. And it's never too strong. Like they never play it for melodrama, I guess. It's never melodramatic, his reveal.
I think that it's a painful way to look at addiction. Like it's looking at addiction in a comedic lens because the movie is funny and it is a comedy, but it allows for the space to tell the story about the pains of addiction and what it can do and what it can cause you to do and the hurt that you can put upon other people, even people you love. And so I think that that's why this one is so much quote unquote better to me than the other two, which again, I love Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, but I feel like this one goes into some waters that the first two just don't. And I think that it's all the Gary story.
I think especially I think it's Shaun of the Dead and more so Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, but I think there's a little bit under the surface, but you're right. It's way more obvious, or not obvious, but like apparent here. And I think a lot of why it works, kind of like the tone at least that you guys are talking about, is because of like his performance, like especially in the first half or so of the movie, those early scenes where they're just kind of introducing everyone and he's going around and like he's playing those scenes so comedically, and it helps the movie move so fast through those scenes and keeps the tone like light and fresh and fun, and then it slowly kind of evolves into something much different and deeper and sadder. But he leaves that stuff, the screenplay, kind of what we're talking about, leaves those little droplets early in the movie, and then you kind of eat them up later.
And I don't think he's revered in any way. Like, I don't feel like Gary is this character that, like, the movie looks at as, like, this shining figure. I think that it shows him as flawed the entire time. And then you just get the reason for that later on. And so then he becomes more sympathetic instead of someone you hate. And so I think you start to understand maybe why he's going through and doing the things he's doing. And I think that's why, again, it all kind of comes together.
Yeah, Sam looks at him and is like, "You just look sad. What happened to you?" Oof.
And
he did follow into the restroom.
Nothing is what he says. It's like, yeah, you didn't you didn't go live your life like everyone else. You just stopped growing at 18 or 19 or whatever it was.
The two scenes.
He threw 8 touchdowns in one game, and they lived in England.
The two scenes with him and Rosamund Pike with Sam's character, with Sam, those two scenes, he reveals himself to be more of what he actually is than the front he puts on with his friends. Both the scene in the bathroom and then the scene at the end when he lets her go in the car. Like, those are the two where he's like a little bit more honest and kind of shows himself. And so it's interesting that he can't be that in a large group, but then on a smaller scale, he is.
Oh, wow. Like, take the pipe. What a great commercial moment when he jumps on the car.
Yeah.
Slams it on that thing. I also love what they said about him, too, where they just said, he's going to live longer than all of us. Mm-hmm. Like, he is the guy that lives, even though he has his battles with addiction and who knows the dark places he's been, with like suicide attempts. For some reason, Gary King he's a survivor, and he's going to go around murdering people in this post-apocalyptic world in these bars.
He finds the racist humans and goes, racist is the wrong word, but whatever is where you hate the blanks. I'm not sure what you would call it. But.
Yeah. So, Mark, I had a question for you.
Yeah.
So Pierce Brosnan is in this, very short, but he has a very memorable role in this, right?
Uh-huh.
Timothy Dalton, of course, is in Hot Fuzz, another Bond. So there is no Bond in Shaun of the Dead. But what I wanted to pose to you is, which Bond would you like to have seen in Shaun of the Dead, and what type of role in that movie would they have played?
In a perfect world, Bill Nighy would have been a James Bond in the past, and then that would have been it. But we can't have that. We can't have that. So then, okay, so you have, well, all right, well, it's got to be, let's see. So we have people at the bar dancing around. You have the bosses. Let's see.
Because I got a couple for you.
Okay, because the tone, the way I'm thinking about it, just the way that plays out, maybe, the scene where they walk through the garden and it's all like their lookalikes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was like Bill Nighy still walking and then Roger Moore and they kind of look at, well, they don't even look alike though, but if they were dressed alike, that would make me really happy because I love both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Connery? Oh, man. Well, Connery as Sean?
Oh, sweet. No, I was going to go more like Connery as the Bill Nighy character.
Oh.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
I want Connery as Sean. Sean. Hanging out with Nick Frost on the couch playing video games. That's it.
That'd be a great movie.
I gotta go get my mom. I'm gonna shave her. Imagine that movie. He's working at the store arguing with Ray Spall. He has red on his shirt.
Yeah.
Just him running around all frazzled and jumping over fences.
Wait, but is this 2003, 2004, whenever that came out, Sean Connery, or is this like James Bond era Sean Connery?
Well, he was still spry. He was in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen at the time. He was beating people up. So yeah, never mention his age.
Got it.
Like he's Sean's age, but he's Sean Connery. Whoa!
So is it Shaun of the Dead, SEAN of the Dead now?
Yep, Shaun of the Dead.
So is it a meta movie where it's actually Sean Connery?
No, it's Sean. It's that Sean.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just Sean. My girlfriend doesn't understand me. Like just yelling at him, hitting zombies, whapping zombies to Queen. Sean Connery. That's the movie I want to see. Imagine that. And then switch not Nick Frost. Switch. Why can't I think of Simon Pegg? Make him Lucy's friend's boyfriend? That guy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, David. Is that his name in the movie?
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right.
I like him in that movie, but yeah, switch him over. Perfect cast. Oh man, I do love me some Dalton in Hot Fuzz. I'm a slasher.
Dalton is great in Hot Fuzz.
Yeah,
that movie with the Andes. Anything with the Andes and their mustaches. There's a lot of pub themes in these films, isn't there?
Yeah, both of the Andes are. I mean, Considine obviously is in World's End, but I forget the actor's name, but he shows up. He's the one they're showing the house to early on. He's the husband in the couple.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then they get shown a house later on at the end of the movie.
They do, yeah. Because there's always people looking for houses, and they just can't find them.
Like the beginning mirrors the end of the movie. Like they're repeating those scenes over and over again. It's just another like way the screenplay is concise and shows its ideas in the visuals. I guess it's really really good stuff.
Instead of hiding, he rips his hand off and lets it play on his head for his kids.
Yeah. Everything's foreshadowed. Like literally that opening, scene where, Gary tells what happened on that first night. It all like happens. Like it's just great. Even that thing about calling Oliver that he's just all mouth, that they describe him as that. And then literally at the end, he becomes literally just a mouth because his head is gone. I don't know. It's just like even something as small as that is just, it blows my mind how specific the screenplay is.
You could do one of those like Screen Rant or BuzzFeed articles where just like 7,000 things that we noticed in the World's End in this film. And that wouldn't be enough. But I guess he's been writing this since he was 21. So at 21, he went to, you probably heard this on the commentaries, he went back home and people didn't recognize him. And so then he kind of thought, oh gosh, like I came home, no one recognizes me, I have this feeling. And then he also said he wishes he was more active during those years as opposed to just kind of doing nothing and not doing that. And then also he doesn't like all the pubs now that have the fake chalk writing on the wall. So he combined all these different elements into one. And I think they still really work. And you can tell they're from different parts of his life. Like 21, you have that very specific feeling. I mean, probably when you're 35, you're a different human. But I think he was able to blend them all really, really well together and adapt that screenplay.
I think that's kind of the genius of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of the genius of the screenplay and the movie as a whole. Like he's able to kind of look at middle age and look at youth and kind of make these points about each one, about, freedom and constraint of the middle age, and like just kind of contrast them off one another and ask, like, which one would you rather have? And I guess what's optimistic, going back to that original point, is that, like, all of the choices are on the table. Like, Gary's allowed to go do what he chooses to do, like, and he wants to kind of live in the past and have these followers follow him, whereas the rest of them grow up and have families and careers and whatnot. And that's the choice they made. And I think the movie puts all that on kind of even playing field. And I think that's really, really smart and wise, I guess.
And Nick Frost is telling children a very long story. So children a very long story. I don't know.
I mean, what else is there to do?
Yeah, I guess tell stories.
Yeah, that's it.
I would tell a beautiful Deep Blue Sea story. Oh, that'd be great. Oh my gosh, I would love that. So, and then I guess one thing I want to ask you about these fights. There's a lot of them, and they're a lot of fun. And they brought in some expert choreographers for these fights. What do y'all think about them? I mean, they're if you think about Shaun of the Dead, right? It felt quite grounded in reality, but then Hot Fuzz went the full action route, same as like Point Break, Bad Boys 2, and then this one, it's just these four sort of blokes who just get into some pretty gnarly fights with some pretty wild choreography. I mean, did y'all love those fights? Like, did they feel out of place for you? I mean, because there's some times where like Nick Frost will do an elbow drop on a blank's head when he could just stomp it. Like it's like there's a lot of I wouldn't say unnecessary, but super flashy moments. I mean, do y'all love that, or is that part of the charm of the movie, or did it take you out? Yes.
No, I actually did write that down this past time too. That it's interesting that these average Joes happen to be able to just destroy a room full of these things. But I think it does go towards like that whole big scene at the end where, you know, the network and Bill Nye's voice when he's talking, that like, I don't think that they're necessarily violent. They're there to like, you know, manipulate in small ways. They're not really fighting aliens or fighting whatever things that they are. So I don't know that they actually have like combat abilities. And so they make even these guys look like, you know, master fighters. That's the first part. The second part is they're all drunk. Aren't we all bigger than ourselves when we're drunk anyway? Yeah. Like, they're fighting this way because they are drunk. And so, of course, they are.
You get that liquid courage.
Yeah.
So I was a bouncer for like 6 years, and I tossed out a lot of drunk people out of the bars. It's just haymakers, and then they get tired. And then if they can walk out of the bar, I let them walk. And if they just fall on the ground and like, I just pick them up and throw them out. So they're pretty good for about 20 seconds, I would say. And then it all goes downhill after a few windmills. But, but I guess the fights were better in the beginning when they're at the first bar, right? Yeah, and then they go along.
I do feel like the best use of the fight scene is that very first one, because it basically turns into a completely different movie, right? The whole time. It's been this movie about this damaged guy getting his friends back together, and then it turns into, you know, this science fiction action comedy, not even really a comedy anymore, much more serious. And so that, just like the surprise of that, I think is the best use. I do think as the fights go on, they get a little boring and repetitive. They try to keep it inventive. I really like the gag where Nick Frost says to, you know, I want you inside me, and he punches in and gets his wedding.
Yeah.
Like that's just really cool. It's really good stuff. So I think Edgar Wright does a very good job of keeping them fresh and lively, but I do think they get a little repetitive by the end of the movie.
That's a great point you made, because the first one you have the bathroom fight, and then you have the kind of patio fight where the lady gets legs for arms, which kind of keeps it interesting. And then you have Nick Frost grabs the chair, Andy grabs the chairs and starts beating people up with the bar stools. And then Simon Pegg's not trying to spill, or Gary's not trying to spill his drink. So yeah, they probably had to keep adding different elements to keep it fresh, which I think works to a certain degree. But yeah, I don't know. This sounds crazy, but I think the fights are like the weakest part of this film to me. But it's still like saying it's like a porterhouse or like a New York strip compared to like a fillet. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. I think unnecessary fight moves take me out of movies. I don't know why. And it's, I don't know.
From the guy who loves Deep Blue Sea 3.
Everything's necessary in that movie. Okay. Listen, the lead in that film, Dr. Emma Collins, she punches a shark, and then she's like, ah! She hurts her arm. Like, that's believable. You know?
Okay, fair enough.
And if you have a genetically modified bull shark, like in a trash compactor trying to eat you, you're going to punch it.
Yeah.
And there is spin kicks in Deep Blue Sea 3 too. Okay. So I guess I don't have much ground to talk on because there's spin kicks in it. But the fact that there are spin kicks in Deep Blue Sea 3 make me like it more because you don't expect that.
But I was going to say one thing about the fights is that I do think they use the fight scenes to kind of add character, though, too, to the guys.
Agreed.
Because someone like Peter actually never lands a punch. He never actually even tries. He's always trying to get away. He's always trying to hide. He's always trying to get out of things. And then the first punch that he actually lands is to the bully out in the woods when he finally kind of lets himself go. And I don't know, something like that like tells a lot about that character, and it's used by what the fight scenes were able to do. So stuff like that I think is why I agree it could get a little bit repetitive, but it's still a bunch of fun to watch. Nick Frost punch people is fun.
Crap.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a really good point, and I hate it.
One of my favorite things is also what they do with Frost's character. It's like it's kind of like the movie. He turns into something different as the movie turns into something different, right? It's like he's this really buttoned up, grown up, so to speak, and then he goes back to his youth and starts drinking again. And he's they foreshadow that the whole time. It was like he's the drinking rain line, and he's just he's just outraged that he would not drink on this trip, and you kind of know it coming the whole time, but. Yeah. It's still so satisfying when it happens. It's just like, yes, let's go. Let's do this.
I loved his speech. I think my favorite speech is the one where he makes, you try telling a bar full of drunk rugby players that you don't drink. And I was like, amen. Like, that's tough. That's tough right there to not do that. That was a good line, right? I liked that a lot. Every time I hear that line, I'm like, yep.
Well,
it takes a lot of courage.
And the beauty of that line is then that's the end of the movie. Is that Gary then goes into a bar full of what would presumably be like a type of rugby players and orders water. So like he literally does the thing that
I missed that.
It's like, again, everything is cyclical. Like it always comes back around. Everything is foreshadowed and everything is referenced, and it just constantly goes back on itself.
See, it's funny you said that because I was just thinking, oh, okay, he's off of drink. He's off of drugs. So he's ordering the water. But I didn't think about that. In regards to kind of being brave like Andy was.
Right.
And you're right. The fight scene, I mean, I love watching. I think my favorite fighter in this group is Steven because you get Gary and Andy who are just machines. They're picking people up over their heads. They're knocking heads off. I mean, Gary's really lucky that kid in the bar was a robot, not a human, because if that kid hit his head on that toilet stall.
Oh, man.
Bye, Gary. But
different movie.
But imagine that movie.
That's like Very Bad Things, right?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That movie makes me so tired. I remember I watched that and I was like, oh, I'm exhausted. But I guess that means it's a good movie.
Right.
But yeah, Steven, I like Steven's fighting in this one because he can beat up a blank, but he also gets in trouble with blanks. Like he's my favorite fighter in this because he never backs down, but he's not as successful. Like he's right in the middle. Like he's not Oliver or Pete. But he's not Andy or Gary.
Right.
And those are my favorite fighters right there. The kind of
challenge for him to beat the blanks.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the real bar fight, watching him fight those people. And they get his arm and he's like, ah! But
it's like, who's going to win this, actually? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a toss-up.
He has been seeing a fitness instructor, and she's 26 years old. So.
She saved his life, and then he dumped her for...
I mean, come on. Sam's his dream girl.
That honesty. I like that he was honest with her. Like, listen, I love you. I've loved you my entire life. I am dating a 26-year-old fitness.
It's the best.
Like, it's honesty, but then it's also like, I'm dating a 26-year-old fitness instructor. Like, he knew what was going on.
He knew what he was doing.
Sure. And then Rosamund Pike, I love that she had to go in reverse after being told that you got to move forward. Like, there's so many little bits in this.
Yeah.
I think having Rosamund in this, though, I mean, you got this Oscar. She should have won for Gone Girl, but you have this Oscar caliber actress in there just alongside these guys, and I liked her character a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's great.
And she helps out. I like when she throws the umbrella and then she gets it stuck between Gary's arm and someone else at the outside patio fight. I did that.
Yeah, the blank. Yeah, that outside patio fight's tremendous too.
It's funny
girls with the arms, but I mean that whole fight is outstanding.
And then Steven, when he finishes kind of giving, his love speech to her, and she says, Steven, don't worry, nothing is between me and Gary. And then the girl with the leg arms comes between her and Gary and pushes them aside. Like, it's things that are very overt, like they, blast you with it, like, hey, here's this thing that's coming back around, and then there's little subtle things like that you catch on multiple watches.
Yeah, I mean, I think that stuff is present in the Cornetto trilogy, like, as a whole, but I think it's much more, I guess, frequent here, and I think the ability to do that and the ability to, like, imbibe it with some more depth is what makes this screenplay, like, such a tremendous one. I don't want to say compared to the other Cornetto trilogy movies, because those are both incredible screenplays too, but, like,
yeah,
I don't know, this one just, it rises a level above to me, even though I, love both those other movies.
And it never feels cute. I sometimes I hate in movies when you can tell when a dialogue is too precious, and you can feel it, right? You can just feel the preciousness of it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, in this one, you keep bringing up moments that, like, I've listened to all the commentaries from this. There's 3 of them. I've watched all the behind the scenes stuff. I've watched this movie 10 times, probably more. But then you brought up that water thing and I missed it, which means the script did good work. Like, I've studied this film and I've never once, I guess, aside from a couple moments in the fights, I've never groaned or felt that anything was too precious. I mean, you watch some of these indie films with auteurs like Edgar Wright and you're like, it feels like, I know every word is written, but Edgar Wright, this script doesn't feel overly written, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, the characters feel like they're natural. Mm-hmm. Like, even though they are kind of, especially like Gary is kind of larger than life in ways, but like they all feel like very natural progressions of these high schoolers who just got older and left their friend behind because, well, I mean, he willingly was left behind, but then like to have them all come back together. And yeah, it all just seems very much like it's believable up until the point when, it's a robot alien invasion part. But like, meaning like if you put yourself in that situation, if that actually happened, like it's all very believable. And I think it's a relatable thing. And that's what makes it work so well, and you keep talking about the stuff that kind of comes back around too. And I mean, about like all the names of the pubs, right?
Yeah.
Those all matter. Yeah. And they relate to what happens at that pub. And I mean, yeah, I think it's just so perfectly written. And like you said, every word is written, sure. But I think every word was thought about, like, extra in this, because I think it just is just perfect.
I think it also helps that Pegg wrote it with him and is kind of the main character where, I'm sure they wrote it with, obviously with him in mind. And I don't know, I just think that probably helped a lot with making it sound natural, really. It sounds like, just guys hanging out, dialogue. And then it turns into, we keep saying it turns into something completely different. But I think it helps that Simon Pegg helped him write the screenplay.
Yeah, Patty said that he was falling out of love with acting because he was directing more. He's directed some pretty gnarly pictures. I don't know if y'all have watched them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like so he was getting into directing, but then you have Martin Freeman just showing up.
Yeah.
And then you have, Eddie Marsan, who's always great.
Yep.
I just have a stack. What's up?
It's a loaded cast, those guys.
Yeah. Embarrassment of riches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They should have added, well, never mind. I was going to say, wait, no, yeah. No. I was going to say Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Who would he have played in this?
Basil.
Yeah. I don't think you can't take Basil out, though.
I know.
He would have been the Reverend Green. He would have been the Reverend Green.
I'm good with that.
But I love Michael Smiley. But I just want to hear him sell drugs.
Yes.
You want some drugs? Oh, that'd be perfect. Hey, so real quick, let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will talk more of The World's End. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks, and I have something fun for Justin and Pete here. Y'all ready for this?
Sure.
So.
All right. So you just got done with your Martin Scorsese series, and now we're talking about Edgar Wright movies. So on Movies, Films, and Flicks, I like to do drafts. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a combined Scorsese-Wright draft.
Okay.
So you're going to pick movies from, you're going to do, let's see. How can we make this work? You can,
how many?
Right, so you get 6 total movies.
Oh, wow.
And then you get 3 from, because, yeah, Edgar Wright has made, let's see, he has the Cornetto trilogy, Scott Pilgrim, Baby Driver. Is that it? The 5? And he had one before this.
Yeah, he had one early one that I don't think many people have seen.
Got it. So, yeah, I mean, you need at least, like, let's do 5 movies on each team. You can do 3 Scorsese and 2 Edgar Wright. And then let's see, who goes first? Pete, 1 or 2 fingers. How many fingers am I holding up? 1 or 2?
I thought I saw your finger at the bottom. I thought you were going to 2.
Yeah, 2. So yeah, you go first.
All right. Goodfellas.
So does that mean I'm next?
Yep.
So, okay. Are people voting on this, or am I the one choosing that? Like, is this my draft? Like, my movies?
I get to pick who wins.
Yeah. Pete, one vote. That's it.
Okay.
Listen, if you want to lose, do my strategy of picking with your heart. If you want to win, don't do my strategy at all. Like,
always pick with your heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
I am a steadfast believer that these sorts of things should always be heart picks.
All right. Done. Then I'm going with The Last Temptation of Christ.
Ooh. Okay.
So the question. Okay. So we were doing 3 Scorsese, 2, right?
Yep. Or you could do 3, and then the other person only gets 2.
Right. Question is, do I want to go
Aviator?
I'm going to go the King of Comedy.
King of Comedy. All right.
Okay. Then I'm going to go The Wolf of Wall Street.
Whoa.
I can't believe you World's End is top 5 and you've taken 2 movies over it.
Well, there's some strategy in that too. It's heart plus strategy.
Because you don't think I'm ready to take The World's End. You think I'm going to go Scorsese.
Well, I think you like the other Wright movies more.
I mean, it's true. I can't criticize your strategy. It's spot on.
I also just realized now that Mark is not picking movies, and so my strategy might be a little bit different now.
This is more fun.
You took Wolf of Wall Street. Okay, so I will go with. If I'm going with heart, I got to go with Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll do The World's End.
Okay. All right.
Question. I'll go Shaun of the Dead.
Whoa. I like it.
So I got 2 more, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going heart. Because Pete says to go heart, I'm going heart. I'm going to go Hugo.
Nice.
Whoa.
Nice.
That's a heart pick. I like it.
All right, so this is my last one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have Scorsese. I've got the 2 right hit movies.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do no. I'll go Mean Streets.
All right, Mean Streets. All right.
I'm going to take a 3rd Wright movie.
Wait, you have Last Temp, Wolf.
No, so a 2nd Wright movie.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Your last pick's your 2nd right.
Be here.
Okay, so then I'm going to go Baby Driver.
Baby Driver. All right. So, Pete, Goodfellas, King of Comedy, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, Mean Streets, Justin, Last Temptation of Christ, Wolf of Wall Street, World's End, Hugo, Baby Driver. Yeah, they're pretty good.
That sounds like us. And you definitely, you got the more popular list over there with your Goodfellas and whatnot.
I mean, it's the best movie that either one of them's made, so.
I'm a Dancing with Wolves guy.
Ew.
Ew.
Well, this has been fun. We'll see you later.
Click. Hello. I'll just finish this. So what I love about The World's End is that, there's a great 5 Musketeers gag, and then Jesus wrote the Bible.
Sounds like somebody needs to go get their shine box.
Yeah. This is going to be fun. So I'll put this up the day after the episode airs. So if you're listening to this, you'll have time the first day and second day, and I'll put this up so that people can vote on this at Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook. This is
good. You know what, though? It's good that Pete has the better roster, technically, because he never wins any of the games we play on our show. And so he'll finally get to win something. It's really good, actually.
Movies, Films, and Flicks, though, it's an interesting place to vote. You know what I like most about the polls is I'm in a movie bubble here. And so I like putting these polls out because I'll be like, this team is going to smash this team. And then it'll be 80-20, my team loses. Mm-hmm. So I love getting out of that bubble because I think it's good for me as a writer just going, oh, okay, I'm wrong about that. That's not.
People
that's
don't
nowhere near. Yeah. Like Empire's not that popular. Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, it is. All right, cool. Fair enough. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Oh gosh. So like, what are your favorite moments in this movie? What? I know we've talked about a lot, but if you had to what made you fall in love with this film?
I have one quote for you. To err is human. So, and then nothing. It's just, that whole final thing where, the big voice is talking, but there's so much about humanity and about what we do as humans and who we are and things we love to do and things we want to do. And it's just so funny, but it's also, again, very deep, and it actually makes you think about your own kind of state of mind. And I don't know, that line in particular might be the funniest line I've ever heard in a movie. And so for me, that's why I'm in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, to your point, like that, my wife watched it with me for the first time this week, and
oh, really?
We've been saying that line to each other back and forth like all week. Like, she thought it was the funniest thing in the world. But like the reason, I mean, similar reasons that I fell in love with it. But like what I want to say is that like part of the main reason I think I really love the Cornetto trilogy, which I don't know if it would be my favorite trilogy, but it's up there. It might be my favorite if I really sat down and thought about it. I'm not sure.
Well, the Encino Man in the Army, Son-in-Law trilogy, the linkage, the PSCU.
The PCSU is really
outside of that.
Yeah, outside of the PSCU.
Yeah. I mean, everyone knows it. I don't feel bad saying it on this show.
You're right. I mean, you're just speaking the truth,
Yeah.
But the reason I love the trilogy is because it's kind of what we touched on earlier, where he's able to like make a satire or something clever. Like even with Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, like he's satirizing those types of movies. Like he's making fun of zombie movies. He's making fun of buddy action movies, but he also like fully embraces them and loves those genres and makes like really good versions of those movies within that genre. And I think this is, to me, it's kind of the ultimate example of that, with how he's able, classic science fiction is always about like what it means to be human, right? And he's able to really talk about that and address that. It's in that line. I mean, in the movie as well, but I think it really, that line in particular brings it out. And I think to be able to do that while also making something fun and entertaining and unpretentious, but also with a brain and a heart, and it's just all of that coming together. It's really something special, and it's very rare. I don't know any other modern filmmakers who kind of do that the way Edgar Wright's able to do it.
Yeah. Aside from whoever directed the 3 movies in the Pauly Shore.
Of course, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Those not mistaken.
I like Simon Pegg's 3 characters, right? You have Shaun of the Dead. He's stuck in Arrested Development, playing video games with his buddy, underachieving, kind of let's go to the pub. And then you have Hot Fuzz, where he's addicted to work. I mean, that's his life, and he's lost a lot from that. And then in this one, he just wants to reclaim sort of, like, in Shaun of the Dead, he didn't really feel like going anywhere, but you don't think he thought back to glory days. In Hot Fuzz, he's just thinking train, forward. And then in this one, you have a guy who's looking backwards. So the 3 completely different characters. And I like that they aren't just resting on their laurels for this one, for sure.
And I mean, I was going to add Nick Frost as well, in that like he plays very dopey characters for the most part in the first 2 movies, and guys who are just kind of like, there's kind of whatever. But then in this, he's this like buttoned up professional, and it's just like, I loved seeing that other side of Nick Frost, because it was a lot of fun just to see him play against type, because normally he would have been probably the Gary role. Like that's who we would have maybe assumed to be that. And it shows for me that, comedy is so much harder than people make it out to be. Like, it's just like, go be funny, clown, and like that's it. But like, these guys are really good actors, and they're very funny, but they're also able to bring so much humanity to each of those roles, especially the ones you just named, Shaun and Hot Fuzz, and then this. Like, they're outstanding.
These kind of movies are always funnier to me. So like one of my favorite films is Royal Tenenbaums, and there's a tennis scene where Richie Tenenbaum has one sock.
Oh no!
It's just like he's on the court, and now he's down to one sock. And it's just, so I played tennis growing up in Florida. And so seeing that scene, and just, it was beautiful to me, but it was written. Like they wrote that, like that's a gag. Like, where's his one sock? Where's his shoe? He had 62 unforced errors. That means every single ball that was hit to him, he had an unforced error. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So you watch Edgar Wright, you watch Wes Anderson, even the early Zucker stuff with all their gags and sight gags. That's my favorite kind of humor, where I do love some of the improv stuff that comes out nowadays. But I mean, I find these films much funnier than like a 40-Year-Old Virgin or Knocked Up. Not that I don't think they're funny, but just the whole let's improv until we see what happens. I know I don't really like watching those movies, but I'll watch these again and again, because I don't feel like they just are coming up with it on the spot. I feel like they wrote it, crafted it, made the prop, a very silly prop, and sometimes, and then pulled the gag off.
Right.
And that's I feel really respected as a viewer with these movies, and that's why I like about them.
Yeah, I mean, add in the Musketeers thing, right? Like they reference the 5 Musketeers or 3 Musketeers at the very beginning. Why wouldn't you want 5? Because then 2 could die and you'd still have 3. That's exactly what happens to them. There's 5 of them, 2 of them get left behind, and there's 3 at the end. Like, again, it's all just like you said, it's well crafted, it's thought out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's also, I mean, the well crafted and thought out part kind of speaks to, like, it's also adding layers to the characters. Like, it has a purpose within the film other than just to be funny, which they very much are. And I think The Royal Tenenbaums does the same thing. That's another one of my favorite films as well that Justin incorrectly hates. But yeah, I mean, it's just being able to kind of write a character or a scene or some dialogue that has so much meaning in it while also being funny is not easy to do, I don't think. And I think that is, it's just terrific stuff.
Yeah, I like that they used Nick Frost's physicality in this. I remember when Cuban Fury was coming out, I was like, Cuban Fury! I was probably the one person on the planet that was really excited for Cuban Fury. Well, I said Rashida Jones is in it. She's awesome. And it had him dancing, and then it had Chris O'Dowd dancing. It's beautiful. And then I'm a big fan of Into the Badlands when that show was on. I don't know if y'all watched it.
I did,
but
watch it.
It's this bonkers martial arts science fiction film, and Nick Frost was in it, and he does a ton of fighting. And my wife and I went to Dragon Con one year in Atlanta, and we went to one of the panels, and I walked up and I was like, hey, Nick, I was like, I loved you in Here Comes the Boom. And I got like a big laugh across the whole place. And then everyone was just like laughing. And then he laughed too. And I was like, all right, I got nothing better. And then I sat down. I got to tell him that I loved him and Here Comes the Boom.
That's amazing.
You shot your shot.
Yeah, that was, nothing good would have come out after that. Like, that was just perfect asking him that. But also, I mean, you know, I kind of loved your reaction to Royal Tenenbaums because I'm really used to that. There's a lot of people who are anti-Wes Anderson. And I get it. Like, some people think he's too cute. Some people think he's too precocious. And I understand that. Like, the sadness in his films, his early work, Bottle Rocket, Rushmore, Royal Tenenbaums, like, I'm super emo. I come across as like super silly, you know? I'm like a super emo dude who loves Taking Back Sunday, and like, I still blare that stuff all the time. But like, that really,
that's so funny because we talked about that before, and I grew up on that stuff too. I enjoy that stuff. I'll still listen to it occasionally. And I don't think that's not Pete's bag at all, but Pete loves him some Wes Anderson, and I can't stand him.
I do, and I love him for the same reasons that you said, like the sadness in his, like you nailed it, especially his early work. I do think Grand Budapest approaches that a little bit. I think that's probably my second favorite of his. But there's so much underlying sadness in his best stuff that he. I mean, even in Darjeeling Limited or those movies, I think are.
How did this happen?
They're beautiful.
How are we talking about Wes Anderson on an Edgar Wright podcast? I don't understand. I didn't approve of this.
So we'll swap over. I just want to say in Darjeeling Limited, when they lose their baggage. People are like, that's such an obvious metaphor, but they don't say it. They build it up, and at the end, they throw their baggage behind and they go. If it was any other director that they liked, if they liked the director, they would be like, that was beautiful.
Right.
That scene where he drinks the water, it's incredible, you know. But they lose their their literal and metaphorical and baggage, and people are like, I hate it. So I gotta support my movie Darjeeling Limited. Because I dig it.
You guys are right. No one likes Wes Anderson. You're right. You're the only two that are fans.
That's right.
I guess one of my students just bought that big book that Matt Zoller Seitz did for. Yeah, and so he's loving it right now. He's reading through it. I showed him all like the centered shots, and then Kogo Nada, who studied his films and made Columbus, which is a beautiful little indie. Have you seen Columbus?
I have. That's it's one of my. I watched it during the quarantine. It's a beautiful movie. I love that movie.
Tiny budget, beautiful production design. Just go to a place with great production design and shoot outside of it. Like, that's all you got to do. I did art department for a long time. It sucks. I'd rather film in front of beautiful buildings. That'd be great.
He's got another movie coming out that I've been reading about, I think.
With Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to come out this year or next year, but it was supposed to come out during the pandemic, and he needs to release that, man. I'm really, really looking forward to that.
I'm going to start doing video essays on his movies.
So I was just going to say, I'll throw in a plug and just say that if you want to hear me and Pete argue for an hour and 25 minutes, we did the Royal Tenenbaums, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. I'll listen to that tonight.
Because I do not like that movie in any way.
And I remember the people I went with did not like it, and I was laughing so hard during it. And they just, like that scene where they're going, what? Huh? In front of the ATVs, the paintings. I want those in my wall. I want a mural of that. Imagine waking up to those things.
It sounds like you two guys need to go have pizza after this and then go back to Pete's place.
World's End, bringing people together for about
talking about Wes Anderson. But no, it's but I guess I like the directors for the same reason though. Just the gags that they come back to, everything's really well thought out. I mean, Hot Fuzz. I mean, just I haven't laughed when I know this sounds really bad, but in Hot Fuzz when he kicks that old lady and then the next shot her nose is all bloody. Like it's such a brutal moment, but I'm laughing. And
I don't think I've ever laughed harder in a movie theater than when I saw that, because it just comes. It's like he just runs to her and kicks her in the face. It's brutal. I've never laughed harder in a movie theater. And that
and that's what I like about these cornettos, right? They're R-rated. Like Nick Frost dies in Shaun of the Dead. His mom dies in Shaun of the Dead. People get murdered in it. And Hot Fuzz.
His mom dies in World's End too.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
First he lies about it, then she actually does.
But there's sadness in that. Like their friends are blanks now. I know their lives went on to better places, but the world shuts down. So I like that Edgar Wright also takes chances, though. I mean, he had some darkness to his movies, and that's really refreshing to me. I dig that about him.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lesser filmmaker just makes this into a just straight action comedy without any of the sadness. And it might be fun, but I don't know that it would be. I wouldn't love it the way I do.
Mm-hmm. All right, real quick before we get out of here, I just want to hear it since you two love these movies. Like they're making that's going to sound insane. They're making an American remake of The World's End. Who's getting cast in it?
Oh man, this is what we do on our show.
Yeah, we have a category called Remake This, where we actually...
It's the one I never win, so...
It's the one he never wins.
Whatever we say in these upcoming minutes, listen to Justin, don't listen to me.
I love seeing those on Facebook because, man, what was it the other day? Y'all put up one of them, and I just went, whoa. Like, there were some good choices. I need to look that back up. I didn't even vote because it tore me too much.
We've done some really good ones. I've been really proud of some of the ones that we've been able to put together for sure. For this though, man, this is one of those.
You know who sorry, I'm jumping in real quick.
Do it.
I see as Gary. I see Downey Jr.
Ooh.
I'll let you
two settle this.
Maybe it's a different Avenger. I actually would want to see like a sad kind of like. I was gonna say Chris Evans.
Chris Evans is Gary?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
All right, then I'll go with him.
Let me go.
It's because I prepare. That's why.
I mean, I do it in 5 minutes.
I just put y'all on the spot here.
Okay, fine. I'll change it. Different Avenger, Hemsworth, because we saw him as Fat Thor in the Avengers movies at the end, and I could see him being kind of sluggish and sloppy as Gary. I'm gonna go Hemsworth.
Hemsworth. All right. So you got 4 more people to cast. Who else y'all got?
That's not happening.
Yeah.
All right. I'll do it. Oh, you're not gonna cast 4 more people?
We can do it. We can do it. We can go through it. Who else? All right. So who's next? Who do you want to do next? Andy.
I want to see Aubrey Plaza as one of them in here.
Have you seen Black Bear? I highly recommend seeing Black Bear.
Very good movie.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Yeah. I like that one. She went, I couldn't watch it. I had to turn it off the first time because after working on a bunch of film sets, the film set on that movie would look horrible. And the crew is terrible. And I know it's a movie, so like I hate, aside from Bowfinger, because they don't even try, but I hate watching movies about making movies because you're like, aside from like Mank, but you watch them and you're like, no, like I don't even think the camera's on. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
What? That's not how you do a lockup.
What about this is a little film school, Day for Night, the Truffaut film? I like that one.
Oh, I haven't watched that. Day for Night.
That one's pretty good.
All right, I like that. Have you seen 30 Days a Night? That's a great vampire picture.
A long time since I saw that.
All right, so we got Hemsworth.
What about Brian Tyree Henry from Atlanta as Andy?
Because he's fat.
Oh, yeah.
Saying that. Jerk.
I like that.
I do like that. I think that's good.
But they use his physicality for that role.
Yes, I think that's the important part. They're using. Yeah. I'm with you on that one.
Ooh,
wait, actually, you know what? I've decided my whole cast now. Let's just do the Atlanta version of like this. So we got Glover in the lead with Brian Tyree Henry, Lakeith Steinfeld as Steven, and like have those three at the end together. Come on.
Whoa. And Zazie Beetz, right? Is that?
Yeah, she could be Sam.
I still like having Audrey Plaza in here somewhere.
We could have, yeah. Well, I guess one of the friends could be we can switch that around.
Yeah.
Plays like a 45-year-old.
Yeah.
No, she could be Oliver.
Whoa, the O-Man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that took me forever to get. The O-Man.
The O-Man. Oh,
I'm so mad at myself. I went, oh, man. Oh, gosh. All right.
The one thing that does feel dated about the movie is the whole WTF running gag.
Yeah.
No, it's so good.
It doesn't work anymore. Watching it
does work.
Yeah.
Eddie Marson coming out of the stall after Gary asks what he says, what does WTF mean? And then Eddie Marson pushes open the stall and says, I think that works. That still makes me laugh.
I guess that's the one bitty thing in this. Feels like a bit in this movie. But I got to tell you, when Eddie Marson came out yelling that, I lost it the first time. I mean,
the first time I did, yeah.
That was a gut laugh. Or what a guffaw. Yeah, that was good.
It just feels too like WTF is too widely known now. I feel like it is. Everyone just, I don't know.
That's fair.
PSCU. Just yelling that out.
PSCU.
And they never explain it. Because I'm in the theater going, they made this for me. They listen to this.
Sounds like the dream.
Oh man! So anything else you want to get out of here? Like and as you're listening, we know that you know that you know that we know that there's just so much about this movie, and I think we did a good job just not going and then like when they walk in a row, the people on the outside are the ones who go. Then you have the three in the middle, and the guys on the outside are wearing blue already, like the blanks, and he chose blue because of pen ink, and you can get away with more of that. It's like. There's so many little tidbits in here, but just go listen to the commentaries. Like, go background it when you're doing something else. Check them out. You don't need three people just going and then just talking about Dude, Where's My Car? Because I think Sean William Scott's underrated. Watch Goon, actually. That's a very good movie.
I like Goon a lot.
Justin, you'd love Goon.
Yeah, all right. I'll watch it, finally. Now that you've recommended it.
Didn't they make a Goon 2? I believe
they did.
Yeah. I did not see it, but
I bought it. I'll never say a bad thing about it. It just feels like they were just trying to make the heart wasn't there.
Yeah,
it's hard to recreate,
isn't it? It's Lee Schreiber is also in Goon, right?
And Goon too.
Oh, he's in the second one too.
Yeah. So the random story. I was an extra on American Reunion way back in the day, and I was pouring wine guy and I was party guy. So if you watch the movie, you can see me walking around the back of this party pouring wine and stuff. But I was in a scene and we were waiting there and Sean William Scott comes stand next to me and we just start chatting. And then we got on the subject of Bronson by Nicholas Winding Refn. Then we chatted about Bronson for like 15 minutes while we're just waiting on set. And it was cool. I'm like, man, I'm talking with, I didn't bring up anything. I was like, we were just chatting about Nicholas Winding Refn. I didn't want to like freak out. I was like, Goon, man. So he's a fan of Bronson. I just want everyone to know.
You didn't bring up that was probably a cash grab movie for him or anything like that? That didn't come up?
What? American Reunion?
Yeah.
Why not? Make that money.
Get that money, homie.
Sure.
American Pie 2 and 3 made incredible bank. Why not? Come back, make a paycheck.
Yeah, we talked about those a few months ago just because in our first segment we talked about something we watched recently, and I watched 1 and 2 for the first time since by high school, and they're not funny. They're just, they don't hold up at all.
Oh, that webcam scene definitely holds up in today's culture. I mean, it's wonderful. It never held up in any culture. But if you watch American Reunion 4, there's a party guy in there, and that's some of my finest extra work.
Best acting ever.
Someone couldn't pour wine. So then they went, hey, Mark, come over here. And they're like, pour wine. You know how to pour wine? I'm like, yeah, I know how to pour wine. So I got more featured because I was one of the people on the set who could pour wine.
It doesn't Pete, seem like a big ask.
No, not at all. So, Pete, you were talking earlier about favorite trilogies. And so I was thinking about another trilogy that there's a similarity to. So let me get to it. So the Before trilogy, right, which is an all-time great trilogy. One of the hardest things about Before Midnight, which is such a beautiful movie. But what's difficult about it is watching them fight, right? Jesse and Celine are fighting, and it just seems kind of weird, just like you're watching these people you love fighting. That's kind of what happens in The World's End, where you actually have Simon Pegg and Nick Frost fighting, where they never, like, they're always kind of like, you know, together. And it's just this weird parallel between these two all-time great trilogies. And as I was thinking about that and like going, man, like this just beautiful work on both sides, Linklater and Wright and the actors and everything. I don't know. Just wanted to point that out, that those are just two all-timers.
Yeah, that is a connection I had not made. But yeah, I mean, I think it's there. I think you're right. I don't know. What I'll say is I like the quote unquote, like air quotes in Before Midnight, because it, like, the first two movies are so like such like a almost like a fantasy, almost like an unreality, right? And then the third one just kind of brings it all back to reality in that way, and I think that's a really good contrast to the other two movies. But like again, like World's End does something similar here, where it brings a little more like heft and sadness, and you know, a little more to the end of this trilogy that isn't in the other two. Well, I don't want to say isn't in the other two movies, isn't as prevalent.
Yeah.
I watched the Before trilogy and the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I counted all the steps that Celine and Jesse took, and I compared it to all the steps that Sam and Frodo took. And on average, Celine and Jesse do more walking. They spend a larger percentage of their screen time walking than Sam and Frodo do.
I absolutely believe that.
Yeah. And I counted just Sam and Frodo's screen time and how much they walk, not like the entire film. And I did that.
I don't have any response to that. I don't know how that's humanly possible.
It was beautiful. It was cool. It was fun. I just sat there with my phone watching them walk, and then I paused it.
Okay, Mark. So then,
of my life.
So there's 3 trilogies right there. I want you to pick your favorite of the 3 trilogies: the Cornetto trilogy, the Before trilogy, and the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Woof. I got to say the Lord of the Rings, because I think the scale that Peter Jackson was able to pull off back to back to back with, you didn't have unlimited resources like Marvel does nowadays. I think New Zealand came together. I think he's made something infinitely rewatchable. I think the battles are epic. I mean, just the moments, and as much as I love, that's a crazy question.
That's right.
I watched Before Sunset, and I just immediately went and bought the poster, put up on my wall. And then when Megan and I were dating in the beginning, she made me like the speech that Jesse makes to Celine on the train. She did that like on a typography thing for me. So I'm obsessed with that. And I got this poster back here, and Hot Fuzz is one of my, I'm about to short circuit, but I'm going to say Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I'm going to say Lord of the Rings, because I could do a rewatch of it right now and be happy with it. I think it's just wonderful, wonderful, epic scope filmmaking. And not that the others aren't, but on that level, which he had, it's a home run. So what about y'all?
Well, if you take the flip question of that, which is like, if you had to get rid of one, which one would you get rid of? For me, it would be Lord of the Rings, of the 3.
Oh.
So
I got like a weird feeling in the back of my neck. I feel
mostly because here's why. Because I feel like when you see them once, you're good, because they are so, you know, they span so much, they are so epic, and I've tried to rewatch and just can't get through all 3 of them. It's just so much time, and it's like I feel like I've seen them. Whereas the other ones I want to dive into much deeper, and they're more fun. And I don't know. I know. I'm sorry. That's the one I would drop. I don't know which one I would pick between the other 2, though. I don't know if I can.
So I have those connections with the Before movies, and then I was working in a movie theater when Lord of the Rings came out, and I was like, I would close up projection, so I'd watch the last hour of Fellowship and Two Towers. I would watch I just have so many great memories of those. So I would erase the Cornetto trilogy, even though I love it. Personal memories, I think, keep it out of there. But that's like, which one do you want to, like, which creature do you want to be extinct? Like the great humpback whale, blue whale, or sperm whale? Like that's why
I asked you.
I feel good though. I could stick with that decision. And if Edgar Wright saw me, I'd be like, hey man, you get it. PSCU.
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 Any final thoughts before we get out of here? Oh, you actually plug the podcast, y'all, and I'll make sure to add it on all the posts I add and everything. But plug it.
So it's the Rambling Ramblers Movie Podcast. You can find us everywhere you get podcasts. We also have a website, ramblingramblers.com, where we can, you know, we have our Remake This casts where we show like the actual visuals of it, and we also post our parting shots, which is our final category, really cool monologues that we write at the end that we put a lot of thought and time into. So you can find all that online. And yeah, look for some new episodes. We got Vertigo and Night of the Hunter coming up soon, so look for that.
Good pictures. A lot of green and black and white.
A lot of green.
Yeah, a lot of green and Vertigo.
And then actually, I'll start sharing your remake list, those pictures, because those are fun.
Yeah, I think it's just such a fun thing to do, and then putting the visual together is just, to see those characters or see those actors as those characters. It's just, the thing is, we don't condone remaking any of these movies, but we just understand that it's something that's probably going to happen at some point. So it's a lot of fun.
All right, I want to see the Encino Man list next time. Please do that.
Remake this.
All right, well, thank you all for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, so from me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Pete Conway and Justin Gott, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.